Hello students, today we'll be studying how to solve the quadratic equations by using quadratic formula. So this is the general form of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0 where a, b are the coefficients of x square and x respectively and c is the constant in the quadratic equation, right? And also a shouldn't be equal to 0, otherwise if this terms removed, then you can see this equation becomes a linear equation. So the condition for the quadratic equation a shouldn't be equal to 0, so that this term will stay, right? Okay, so the quadratic formula is this is actually the value of x. So x is equal to negative b plus minus b square minus 4ac whole square root over 2a. So these are the coefficients of the quadratic equation a, b, and c in this formula. So you should memorize this formula in order to solve the quadratic equations. And this formula can be applicable at any kind of quadratic equations, whether they can be they can be solved by factorization or not, right? Like we did in the previous topic of solving the quadratic equations by using the completing square method. This is actually the formula is actually derived from the completing square method, right? So we'll be solving few questions to understand how to solve this formula. Okay, so this is exercise 2A.3 and it's question number 1. The statement is use the quadratic formula to solve exactly for x. So I'm going to solve the part A. In part A, I have x squared minus 4x minus 3 equals 0. So if I compare with the general form of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c, we can see that a is equal to 1. This is 1. 1 is actually multiplied here. Here we have the coefficient 1, right? And the b is equal to negative 4. Got it? And what about c? C is negative 3. So we can write it as a equal to 1 and b is equal to negative 4 and c is equal to 3. So now I'm going to write the quadratic formula, which is x equals negative b plus minus whole square root of b square minus 4ac whole over 2a. Now inserting the values, what is the value of b? B is negative 4. So this minus as it is, and then negative 4 plus minus square root of b square. B is negative 4, so negative 4 square. Then minus 4 times a is 1, and c is 3, right? Then whole over 2a, a is again 1. So now simplifying this, we get negative into negative positive 4 plus minus, this is 4, negative 4 square is 16, and minus 4, negative 4 square always is positive 16 because negative square is positive. So negative 4 into 3 is 12 over 2 into 1 is 2, right? So 4 plus minus 12, 16 minus 4 gives you 4, square root as it is, and then 2. And what is the square root of 4? Square root of 4 will be equal to 2, right? Over 2. So this is actually x. So we can make two equations of x, one with a positive sign and the second will be with the negative sign. So we have x is equal to 4 plus 2 over 2, and the second value will be 4 minus 2 over 2. And we can simplify this. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 over 2 is 3. So the first value of x will be 3. And what about this? 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 over 2 is 1. So these are the roots of quadratic equation, 3 and 1, right? Okay, moving to the next question. Next part of this same question, I'm going to solve, G part, right? So in G part, I have 3x square minus 5x minus 1 equals 0. And if I compare it with the general form of the quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then the coefficients are, you can see, a equals 3. And what about b? B is negative 5 and c is negative 1, right? So we can write it as a equals 3, b equals negative 5, and c equals negative 1. Now using the quadratic formula to find the roots of the given quadratic equation, x equals negative b plus minus whole square root of b square minus 4 times ac over 2a. Now inserting the values, what is b? B is negative 5, so minus as it is, and minus into negative 5, right? Then plus minus square root of negative 5 whole square, because b is negative 5, and negative 4 into a is 3 and c is negative 1, right? Over 2 times a, 2 times a is 2 times 3. Now simplifying this, minus into minus plus 5, plus minus as it is, and this is minus 5 square, which is 25. Minus into minus plus, 4 times 3 is 12, right? Over 2 times 3 is 6. So we get 5 plus minus 25 plus 20, it is 37, yeah, over 6. Okay, so it's actually an irrational number, square root 37. So we should use the calculator to simplify this. So anyways, I'm writing 2 different values of x, one with a positive sign and the second with the negative sign. Now we can use calculator directly to solve these expressions one by one. I'm using my calculators. 5 plus, it's, yeah, 5 plus square root 37 and then divided by 6. So the first value I got is 1.847, and in 3 significant figures, it will be 1.85. Okay, the next value will be with the negative sign, and I got negative 0.180 in 3 significant figures, right? So these are the required roots of the quadratic equation. And if you want the exact answer, you can finish this question at this step as well. These answers are in the decimal form. Okay, now moving to the next question. Question number 2. Rearrange the following equations so that they are written in the form of this general form of the quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. And then use the quadratic formula to solve exactly for x. So I'm going to solve part A first. In part A, I have x plus 2 times x minus 1 equals 2 minus 3x. So doing the expansion here, so x, this term will multiply this whole expression of x minus 1. Similarly, this plus 2 will multiply by the x minus 1 as well, right? And this 2 minus 3x as it is. Now simplifying this, for x into x, x square minus x plus 2 into x is 2x minus 2 equals 2 minus 3x. So x square, combining the like terms, minus x plus 2x is plus x minus 2. Okay, to make this general form, we need to shift these 2 terms to the other side as well, so that the right-hand side becomes 0. So shifting these 2 terms to the left-hand side, and then we're having the x square plus x. This negative 3x becomes plus 3x when minus 2 as it is. And this 2 becomes negative 2, right? Equal to 0. So x square, x plus 3x gives you plus 4x, negative 2 and negative 2 gives you negative 4, equal to 0. So now you can see this is actually exactly the same with the general form of the quadratic equation, and we can conclude the values of A. Yeah, it is 1 basically. So the value of A will be 1, B 4, and C will be -4, right? So we can write here A equal to 1, then B equals 4, and C equals -4, right? So using the quadratic formula, x is equal to -b plus minus b square whole square root of b square minus 4 times 4 times AC over 2a. Now inserting the values, what is the value b? B is 4, right? So minus b as it is 4, b square 4 square minus 4 times a is 1 and c is -4, right? Over 2 times a, 2 times 1. Now simplifying this, -4 plus minus 6, 4 square is 16, and minus into minus plus 16. 4 into 4, 16. 2 times 1 is 2. So -4 plus minus 16 plus 16 gives you 32. Again, it's an irrational number, square root 32, right? So we can use the calculator, but before that, we should convert into two equations of x. X is equal to -4, one with a positive sign, and the second with the negative sign, right? Okay. Okay, using calculator to solve these. -4 plus square root 32 and then divided by 2. Oh yeah, we can also simplify this by like plus, and this 32 can also be written as like 16 times 2, and 16 square root is 4, right? So, and square root 2 as it is. So it means this 32 can also be written as 4 times square root 2. Got it? And similarly here. Now you can take 2 in as a common in the numerator. So this becomes -2 and this becomes 2 times square root 2, right? Over 2. Here as well. So 2 and 2 cancelled. So we are left with -2 plus 2 into square root 2. And the second value will be -2 minus 2 times square root 2. If you want to convert into decimal form, you can use your calculator. So -2 plus 2 times square root 2. The first value is in the decimal form 0.828 in 3 significant figures. And the second value will be second value with a negative sign. It is -4.83 in 3 significant figures, right? So these are the roots of the quadratic equation given. Okay, we try another one. This time I'm going to solve I part, the last part, right? So in I part, I have 2x minus 1 over x equals 3. So we need to make a single fraction on either side. So easier way to just shift this -1 to the other side and 3 to the left hand side. So it's 2x as it is, 3 becomes -3, and this -1 over x becomes 1 over x positive, right? Now we have single fraction if we write 1 as a denominator of this whole thing. So we can do the cross multiplication like this. So x will be multiplied with the left hand side and 1 will multiply with the right hand side, right? So x into 2x gives you 2x square, and x into -3 gives you -3x. and 1 into 1 is 1. Now shifting this one as well, so this right hand side becomes 0. So we have 2x square minus 3x is equal to -1. Oh, sorry, -1. Yeah, -1 equal to 0. Now comparing with the general quadratic equation to get the values of a, b, and c. And we can see that a is 2 and b is -3 and c is also -1, right? So I'm writing here a equals 2, b equals -3 and c equals -1, right? So using the quadratic formula, x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac inside the square root sign over 2 times a. Now inserting the values minus b minus as it is, and b is -3, right? Plus minus, then b square means -3 whole square, minus 4 times a is 2 and c is -1, right? Over 2a means 2 into 2. Now simplifying this, minus into minus plus 3 plus minus, this is 3, -3 square is plus 9, minus into minus plus 4 2s are 8, right? Over 2 times 2 is 4. So simplifying this, 3 plus minus 9 plus 8 gives you 17 square root, right? Over 4. So we have two equations, one with a positive and second, two actually roots, one with a positive sign, second will be with the negative sign, right? Exact answers are these. If you want to convert in decimal form, you can use your calculator, and I'm using mine. So 3 plus square root 17, yeah, 17 divided by 4. So the first answer I got is 1.7 in 3 significant figures. And the second is negative 0.281, right? Okay, so these are the roots of the quadratic equation given. So in this video tutorial, I have taught you how to solve the quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula. In some cases, this expression becomes negative inside the square root sign. So in those cases, the solution is not possible, and we can say that the solution is not real, right? And in few cases, if this thing, the inside the square root sign becomes 0, then there is only one solution of the equation, because there is no plus minus 0, obviously won't affect this whole thing, the other thing, minus into minus 3. So and so there are 3 cases. The first case, we have distinct roots. Second case, we have only one root, and like equal one root, or we can say equal roots. And in the third case, we have no real roots, and we'll be discussing those cases in the next topic, the discriminant and the nature of the roots. So anyways, practice these questions of the exercise to reinforce the concept. So if you like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take care. Allah Hafiz.